Hello and welcome to 60 Second Gamer.
That was very predominant.
Caught you out then, didn't I? Today, as I, Simon Pryor, joined by Rich Hatton, who's eating a turkey and cucumber sandwich, and Ant Tremaine, who is eating minstrels.
I'm going to gobful.
Yeah, so it'll be me doing most of the talking. Thank you for clarifying that. We are going to review Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Nintendo Wii, which is one of the two reasons I started playing games on my Wii again. Because I actually ignored the console completely for about, probably at least 6 months, probably more. Because I've got all these games to play on it, but I've been concentrating on my PS3 and Xbox catalogue recently. But for Christmas I got GoldenEye on the Wii, which I've just finished and we'll review later on, and Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is a reimagining or a remake kind of the Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo.
Is it sort of like the 2003 Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, it's a reimagining of the original game. They've got rid of King K. Rool. He is gone. He's replaced by some weird Aku Aku style voodoo mask that hypnotises all of the animals on Donkey Kong Island to steal Donkey Kong's bananas.
He doesn't have a good life, does he?
No.
No.
And now it's up to Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong to rescue the bananas. If you've listened to our previous Donkey Kong Country podcast, you may notice a similarity in the storyline here. But they've got to basically work their way around Donkey Kong Island through 8 worlds of various difficulties and styles, and rescue the banana horde. And essentially each world is broken up into anything up to 7 levels plus a boss battle at the end. The boss battle is usually similar to the first game. I didn't really mention this in the first podcast, but it's the boss battles are sort of in a restricted area. You've got to sort of work out the pattern for defeating the boss, and then once you've done that, the hypnotic spell that they're under is lifted, and you rescue a batch of bananas and you move on to the next zone. It's still sort of side-scrolling platform level type stuff, but with more interactivity with the world around you. So you can press down on the nunchuck and press A, and you'll blow. I think it's press A, but you can sort of press down and blow dandelion leaves away and unearth bananas and coins and this, that, and the other. There's also you can like pound the ground and sort of slap it. You can also barrel roll as well, again using the Wii controls. It's a bit more intuitive for the controls to know what you're doing, and you can, the actual controls help the game rather than hinder it. Yeah. Which is all rather good. Donkey Kong is again joined by Diddy Kong, who both of them again have unique abilities. Donkey Kong can ground pound and do the barrel roll as per the original game. He's essentially no different than the last time he appeared in Donkey Kong Country. But Diddy Kong is significantly different. He doesn't really have much to do. If you play single player, you can't swap between the two as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you can, I don't think it's really much of an issue. But Diddy Kong, instead of doing all of his the ground pound stuff, he actually fires banana guns. So it has the same effect as the ground pound, but it can also take out enemies in the distance.
Right.
They're coming towards you.
So you spent all that time rescuing them bananas just to shoot them back at them?
Yeah.
What a
T-Virus.
silly cow.
T-Virus. Silence, Anthony.
I'm still back to reading the TV guide.
Yeah. And also Diddy Kong has the ability to hover using a jetpack thing for a few seconds.
These monkeys.
Yeah, which comes in handy. And if you're playing single player or you're playing 2-player as well, Diddy Kong can jump on Donkey Kong's back and carry him with the jetpack for a few seconds. So it has its uses, and it is I would say significantly, subtly different to the original game, but different enough that it makes sense within the content.
It makes it fresh.
Yeah, it helps the game a lot, and all the interactive stuff you can do, like ground pounding, and there's lots of stuff where you go into the background of the level,
right,
and you can do stuff in the background and come forward. It sort of plays with depth, and stuff is going on in the foreground as well sometimes, especially on the minecart levels. So you're on a track in the background, there's a bad guy on the track in the foreground, sort of destroying the track in front of you,
right,
and that sort of thing sort of gives it a bit more depth and a bit more scope. And you're not really, again, it's whilst I could say you're not sure what's going to happen next. If you've died on the level before and you go back and play it, everything happens in a set pattern.
right.
So once you've got used to the pattern and you know what you're supposed to be doing, in theory, and this is only a theory because there's no guarantee, but in theory you should know what's going to happen and how to avoid it.
Yeah.
So, but there's a nice variation in the levels. The rhino is the only animal from the original game that reappears, and he pops up now and again on a few levels to just bound through, and he's practically indestructible. He's the Captain Scarlet of the Animal Kingdom.
Right.
And he sort of just plows through absolutely everything. And
How do we know it's a he? It could be a she.
it looks like a he, and I think they describe it as a he in the manual as well. But
okay.
but he's in there. He's the only one I found so far on the first 4 worlds.
Right.
But even by that point on the original game, he'd already seen pretty much all of the other animals. So, and he's the only one listed in the booklet as well. So I think he's the only original animal that shows up. And so far there haven't been any underwater levels, so you haven't had the confusion of a monkey being able to breathe underwater, which is a bit strange.
Or being able to swim in general.
Yeah.
I think monkeys could probably swim.
Yeah, I think it's swim.
Underwater?
Yeah.
Well, where else are you going to swim?
On the surface. Either way, he can swim.
That's not technically swimming, that's flailing.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. And there's some nice little twists as well. You're sort of expecting it to be similar to the first game, but then they throw stuff at you where there's one level where it's sunset and everything's in shadow. I showed you guys that level. And that's an interesting twist because there are a few bits where enemies look like bushes and you don't know they're enemies until you're walking past.
Yeah. And
then they just spring up. So it's an ideal level for you, Ant.
Yeah, I just shit myself out.
Yeah, completely and utterly.
Yes.
But the levels like that play with the whole formula. As I've mentioned, there's also bits where you jump into a barrel and you go into the background and you do something in the background and it activates something in the foreground and you barrel back, and you can carry on with the level from there. So interesting bits like that. Some really inventive sort of levels along the way as well. I mean, there's one where There's huge tidal waves being smashed at you, and unless you're behind a bit of cover, you're going to get washed away. And there's a few bits along there you sort of have to run as quickly as you can to the next bit, and get to the next bit of cover before the wave comes. You've got like X amount of time to do it. And there are some bits where the only bit of cover is one that you've got to sort of ground pound to actually elevate it up out of the ground.
Right.
And you've got to keep ground pounding it until the wave's past you, and then bolt it to the next one. So that's quite inventive, quite frustrating as well in equal measure. But the feeling of accomplishment once you've done it, it's
a bit like God of War, brilliant, but very annoying at the same time.
Yeah, it
anger-inducing almost.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that the last few times we've played it has been quite late at night as well. So that's probably been a contributing factor to it. But there are other bits as well where you... they're all new villains as well. There's like giant octopus type things.
They're a great big giant rabbit.
I haven't seen a giant rabbit. There's been giant bats. They've been quite interesting. But there's an interesting new level they've done. I mean, there's the minecart stuff as well, which is brilliant and frustrating in equal measure. But there's also a few levels actually where you are in a barrel, where the only thing you have to do is press the A button,
right,
and it blasts its way across the screen from left to right, and you've got to press the A button to elevate up and down as you see fit. But if you stop tapping it, you're going to just nosedive into the ground. So you've got to know how many times, how often to press the A button and how often to keep doing it. So that sort of is more frustrating in many respects, and the more you do it, the more ache you get and more cramp you get in your actual thumb. So
this sort of akin to Donkey Konga.
Yes, very much so. So yeah, bong 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 bong.
Yeah.
Or are we talking about Jungle Beat? Is that the one you're on about?
Yeah, sorry.
Where you've got to do that.
I thought it was called Donkey Konga.
Donkey Konga is the game that also uses the bongos.
Oh, there you go.
So it's a music game, left, right, clap, all of that.
Yeah.
Which we may get to review at some point. But hey ho. Graphics wise, I mean, it's quite.
It looked very nice.
It's very nice. I mean, I've
for
actually,
a Wii game.
Yeah, I've got a component cable on my console, so I've upscaled it as far as it will go.
Yeah.
It would look even nicer if Nintendo had gone HD in the first place, which is a minor bugbear to have. I mean, it looks nice enough as it is, to be honest. You don't need it to be in full HD. And I've got it in 480p, so that's pretty much good enough for me, to be honest. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Soundtrack-wise, they've rejigged a few songs from the original game. They've also introduced some original music, and it all blends seamlessly, and it's all really nice. It's obviously not a Rare game, because Rare are in league with the devil, Microsoft.
Yeah, you say that, but
I like Microsoft. The Xbox
I like
is
Microsoft,
brilliant.
Yeah,
and Rare are brilliant as well. They haven't. They still.
I want to really get Kinect and play Kinect Sports, because that's meant to be absolutely amazing.
Well, again, it's Rare innovating and doing something interesting. I mean, they were heavily involved in the Kinect process, weren't they? The motion control stuff.
Possibly.
But yes, the soundtrack is all rather nice. I can't remember the name of the company that have actually done this one. Anne, could you pass me the case? It's behind your head, in the Wii rack.
Oh yes. As I see.
Thank you. Let's see. It is by.
I don't know if it's actually by Rare now.
Retro Studios.
It could be Retro Studios. Yeah, Retro Studios it seems. But they've essentially done. This is a game that links the style of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with Donkey Kong Country. It sort of links those two eras of the games. So it's
You haven't
really
registered
good.
your game for your stars.
No, I haven't done it yet. I will do soon. One day, maybe. But my one complaint is that I mean, you've got to get used to it as well. I mean, once you start getting into the game, it's not too bad. But Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong don't really operate independently, which doesn't really help too much. The system they have with the balloons and the lives, if you're playing 2-player and you die, you lose 2 balloons, which I'm not really that keen on.
Yeah. Donkey Kong old Donkey Kong looks very crinkly.
Yeah, Cranky Kong is back. He has a shop where you can buy balloons. You can buy parrots that take you to where all the jigsaw pieces are. which is quite useful. The jigsaw pieces, there's usually between 5 and 9. Between 5 and 9, yeah, he's very wrinkly.
Is that the
That's the mask, yeah.
Right.
You can buy a parrot that takes you to the jigsaw pieces. The jigsaw pieces can be used to unlock. I think it's music that you can unlock in the menu.
Can I just point out that that mask looks shit for a villain?
Yeah,
it looks almost comedic. Like, oh hello.
It is quite a comedic game.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
you'd expect the villain to look a little bit more menacing than that.
Not really. It's supposed to be cutesy.
Tongue in cheek.
Peanut pop gun. It's not bananas. It's peanuts.
But of course.
Blow. It's not a euphemism for cocaine.
It's just in the manual. It literally says blow. Is it down and A? Tilt the control stick down and shake the Wii remote. Shake it. Yeah. Shake it. Yeah.
Shake.
Metro Station. Deceased. And yeah, you can unlock artwork, music, and blah 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 by collecting the Kong letters. There is actually a point to the Kong letters in this game.
Not just for completionists.
No. And you unlock music and artwork on the Kong letters and the jigsaw piece puzzles. Mm-hmm. There's some nice bits as well where you can. There's a level in particular where you combine climbing up a moss barrier, which is one of the new moves that have been introduced. Basically, if you see grass on a roof or a side, you can hold Z and climb up and down it.
Right.
Which is or B. I forget which. I think it's B. Is it Z? I think it's Z. You hold Z and you cling to the grass and you can go up and down. And you can actually pound while you're on the wall as well, which is rather good. But yeah, the balloon system I'm not keen on. It doesn't do the sound effects that they do in the original game as well, which is rather disappointing. But apart from that, it's a nice entry into the series, and it is faithful to the Donkey Kong style and to the character. Mm-hmm. And to boot, it is a very good game. But it's just a shame that Nintendo seem to, rather than doing new IPs, they're always sort of going through the whole cycle.
Back catalogue.
Whole cycle of rebooting their back catalogues and rebooting games of yore in a desperate bid to boost sales by the feel of it. But at the same time, it's a really good game and it's sold quite well as well. So
we struggled to stock it in and at work because it sold out very quickly.
It's a brilliant game, to be honest. I had reservations about it when I got it, but I thought I'll give it a go because it looks quite good, and I love playing it. It's fantastic. So just like the Super Nintendo version, if you have a Wii, play Donkey Kong Country Returns. It really is deserving of your time, especially if you like platformers. But if you're prone to angry outbursts at games, then maybe
not a game for myself.
No, not one for me either. Then
probably one to avoid.
You bloody Simeon.
You'd say that before you've even switched it on.
Yeah.
Just swearing indiscriminately at the screen.
Look at the box. Why did I buy this bag of shit? You bastard.
Yeah.
Jump when I tell you, you monkey boy.
And he will, eventually.
Doesn't do a Lara Croft and go,
no.
And by the third attempt, she eventually jumps.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I tell a lie. I'll give Croft her dues. The woman from Mirror's Edge is far more defiant. Wall run, you cow! Oh, you've just jumped to your death, you silly gentleman's.
We'll get to
that one eventually. We'll
we'll
let you air your grievances. Maybe in the summer.
Can I review it just to really piss everyone off?
No.
Oh.
I think I'll have that one. I think
the critics will hate me. I'll get so many thumbs down for that. It'd be brilliant.
I think I'll put the review in, but you can have your 10 pennies worth in the podcast.
Oh yes.
So, is there anything you guys would like to add, or
I need a girlfriend.
About the game?
Oh,
we have this is a recurring theme, isn't it? Anything to add? I need a shit.
I am
about
free.
The podcast.
He is available.
Yes, and me.
So
I can write you a symphony if you want.
You can check my person out on the
Your
YouTube channel.
person?
The internets
Of the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Because I'm a prominent star in the sketches that we do for our reviews.
He's the one who usually does the stuff that could possibly
you're
get
the
us banned.
you're the offensive one.
Yeah.
If you like that sort of
I'm
thing.
if we were a
You're
boy
the bad
band,
boy,
if we were a boy band, I would be the one with the goatee.
Yeah, the one doing
Or
the
the
drugs.
pineapple haircut.
No.
No.
That's going a little too far.
Oh, so if this was a mirror universe, you'd be the one that was clean shaven.
Yes, I would be the Cartman
Yeah.
of the mirror universe.
Yeah. That's fine then. Right, if you would like to email us, if you'd like to follow up on Ant and Rich's requests for Lady Company,
Yes, please do.
send an email to info@randomstoke.com and I'll make sure they get the emails.
Yes.
Well, I'll filter them and screen them first, obviously.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No, I like the dirty facts.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
So yeah, send us an email, info@randomstoke.com, if you'd like to make a proposition, an indecent proposal, if you will, to one of our two co-hosts.
As indecent as you like.
Yeah, and you don't really mind if it's indecent, do you?
No, but I couldn't care.
Yeah.
Put the
Or
naughties in there.
if you'd like us to review a game that we haven't yet reviewed, I think we're getting on for like 60 or 70 episodes by this point overall, which is madness.
It is madness. But it's a good sort of madness.
It's a good
It's like the
madness.
madness of King George.
That's not a good sort of madness. That is not a good sort of madness. So yeah, send us an email, get in touch. Don't forget to check out randomstoke.com for the videos and the podcast feeds. And we'll be back next week with yet another episode. So thank you for listening and we'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.